Hey, good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. Good morning. It's Christmas Day. How are ya? The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here, and Santa Claus just came somewhere. He didn't go to Congress. He stopped by, said, I don't have $12 ice cream. I don't have lobster. I don't have pop bills. But I am putting you on my catalyst this year. I'm so glad you joined me on an early morning edition of Holidays. No, mornings, no. Christmas, LALATE. There's so much happening overnight on your second stimulus check and second stimulus package, believe it or not. They haven't worked much of all year long, and so there was a lot on Christmas Eve. I'll have all the details for you. What's going on with that $2,000 stimulus check? What's going on with your unemployment benefits this weekend? And what will be happening next week? So many breaking details, so much happening even on a Christmas day. I'm so glad you're here, and this is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Early Mornings LA. The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here. And this is Christmas Day. And despite the fact that this is a Christmas Day off a Friday, a lot happened in Congress yesterday, and a lot happened after they were on the House floor. So I'll have all the details of this video. Please subscribe, because I'm fighting to get you money around the clock. It's important to understand that this channel is dedicated to getting you money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 days from now, not 5 months from now, but money right now. And I'll continue to do so. That's that state stimulus money, rent, utilities, and more. But I'll still keep you informed about what's going on with Congress and your $2,000 stimulus check. Also, like this video. Meantime, over there is an instant premiere. It's an instant premiere that allows you to chat with your Purple Power buddies and to interact and wish a Merry Christmas to everyone. This is part of our extended programming block on now a 24-hour news channel here. Programming starts at 1 o'clock with EIDL, the grant alone, and then 1 hour later, 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with PUA and FPUC and UI. If you didn't watch those videos, they're still now archived on the channel as well. And they feature a super chat like this one. A super chat is always featured on the show and on the next one that comes up in 30 minutes from now at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that a lot happened last night, and a lot happened yesterday afternoon in Congress. It was the House, not the Senate. But a senator did have some comments about what was going on as well. Let me give you the rundown where we are today. Where you are today is there still is a bill on the president's table. The bill is sitting there, and when it was passed, it had a feature added to it to extend the stopgap, to extend this government shutdown. That extension of the government shutdown is now extended to Sunday. If the president doesn't do anything, if he doesn't sign it, if he doesn't veto it, the government will shut down on Sunday. But the bigger issue at hand is, what will the House and Senate do next? Yesterday, a series of strange developments occurred in the House. The net result is much of nothing happened except a lot of negative publicity for the Republicans, potentially not actually justified. Let me explain what happened. First, Nancy Pelosi's team in the House, the Democrats, called a pro forma unanimous consent vote, required all voters to vote in favor of it because not everyone was in town because of the holidays. There was a dissent from the Republicans. The bill died. Then the Republicans did the same thing, and the same thing was done to them by the Democrats. Their bill died. So what's important to understand is what was in these two bills. First, over the last 4 days, we have heard, I've reported, and I've reminded you that the president had 4 items he wanted fixed in the bill. 1, the stimulus check, $600 to $2,000. Second, he wanted the bill to remove an item for foreign governments of billions of dollars, wanted it out of there. Third, he wanted a provision taken out that had billions of dollars given to museums for renovations in the United States. And fourth, he wanted a provision that concerned spouses and undocumented citizens removed. Well, of those 4 provisions, guess what happened? Yesterday, the Republicans took out two of the provisions in their proposal, and the Democrats took out one in theirs, but left in the other ones. You see a trend here? Yes, no one wanted to take out all four provisions like the president asked for, but only took out the ones that they thought were against them. Strange? No. Coincidence? No. Intentional? Absolutely. So the Democrats want, apparently, money to go to foreign governments, want money to go to museums. So they left that in and said they would not take it out. But they took out the $600 stimulus check and changed it to $2,000. The Republicans, on the other hand, did the reverse. They want this federal government money for foreign countries taken out, and they want the museum money taken out, but they want the stimulus check money left in there at $600, not $2,000. So they did not revise the stimulus check amount, but took out the two foreign allotments of monies. Interesting. Ironically, by both sides doing that, they're both doing things the president would never agree to. That ultimately, if anything had passed yesterday, it would still be invalidated by the president because he wouldn't agree to it. He's made it very clear he wants 4 items, not 2. So why are they doing this? They're doing it for partisan purposes. They're not doing it to pass a bill because ultimately the bill, if landed at the president's table again as a second bill, would again not be signed because he asked for 4 items, not 1. So what will happen on Monday then? Well, on Monday what's going to happen is Nancy Pelosi's House is going to call a vote again for the same thing in the same way. Just the stimulus checks, but leaving in there the federal governments and also the museums. It will pass. It will then go to the Senate. What will happen in the Senate? Well, the Senate then has a lot of choices. And it's at that point that it's really hard to predict what's going to happen. My prediction is that Mitch McConnell has only one real choice to do it correctly, and the other 2 choices or so will really put him in a big bind. What are his choices? His first choice is to do nothing, to receive Nancy Pelosi's bill and throw it in the garbage can. He's done it before, but this time it's not good because ultimately there's 2 Georgia Senate races coming up in January. And for Mitch to do nothing would say, hey, get rid of this GOP in the Senate. They don't do anything. That's not a good omen for Mitch to send, not a good message. Okay, what's the other options? The next option is to override the veto of the president. The president has not signed a veto, but he's setting it up for a pocket veto, and that ultimately Mitch McConnell could set up an override of that veto. He has enough votes. He has what's called veto proof because enough votes were passed for the original bill in the Senate that allows the Senate to override a veto. They're going to be doing that next week for the defense bill, for example. So would Mitch McConnell do an override of a veto? Again, this doesn't particularly look good because it looks like he wants to ensure you get $600, not $2,000, which is better than the prior option, but still not a good option. So what's the best option? This is what I predict is the best option, the third one. The third one, which is to write a bill that has all 4 items which the president has asked for, and put that bill into the Senate for a vote. By putting the bill into the Senate for a vote, Mitch, the head of the Senate, would look like he's doing exactly what the president wants, ironically exactly what the American people want, and exactly what should be done. American people don't want governments around the world to get trillions, billions of dollars in a stimulus emergency bill. They don't want the museums to get $1 billion either. So Mitch would be doing exactly what the American people want. Now, what will happen? The bill will either die in the Senate or pass in the Senate. My account is that it doesn't really make a difference whether it dies or approves in the Senate, because ultimately that won't affect the impact of the Georgia Senate races because Mitch McConnell did what he was supposed to do, and that the people to blame are those people like Ron Johnson, who never were going to give you anything before, and are just back saying, I'm not going to give you anything again. Net result is it would be a beneficial move, and it would set up Nancy Pelosi to realize, wait a second, you have a bill that fixes 1 item where Mitch has a bill that fixes 4 items. I think you got to fix 4 items. And that's where we are as we go into Christmas Day on your second stimulus check and second stimulus package. Now, how about everything else that's unfolding? How about PUA, FPUC, UI, eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, student loan debt repayment, and all those things are coming up for expiration in the next few days? Well, they're going to expire. PUA, FPUC, which is the extension of UI, will expire on Sunday. There's nothing by any account that's not going to allow them to expire. I don't see any sense of rush of urgency from this congressional leaders to get this done before then. So they will expire. In some states, they've already expired. And how about FPUC? Not happening. Hasn't happened. Hasn't become law. Will not become law until the president signs this. And then what else? Well, student loan debt repayment, mortgage forbearance, student eviction moratorium, all set to expire in a few weeks. Ultimately, my prediction is that states will step up. States will step up across the board for one or all of these problems. One, I believe that states will step up and do eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance and student loan debt repayments and things like that are state-based in the next few days. Second, I believe they could extend UI benefits or PUA benefits in states as well. Some states have already done this. This includes states like Hawaii, Illinois, New York, New Jersey. Additionally, I think states are going to also start providing stimulus. We've seen this as well. New York restarted their rent stimulus program. Other places have restarted rent stimulus, which has been the subject of Purple and Purple Power Live on this channel. Rent stimulus is available in cities and counties that never had it before, and now bringing it back, like Harrisburg, PA, Nashville, Tennessee, City of Atlanta, County of DeKalb, and County of Gwinnett. Suddenly, states have money when they said they never had money, and suddenly have the ability to provide you relief when they said they had no financial ability to provide you relief before. It's in this type of spirit of compromise that we go into Christmas Day that we wonder what's going on with Congress. They're not looking particularly good. We sat here for 2 weeks where we tried to force them to get a stimulus check into the stimulus package. It was the doings of this channel, Purple Power, and my recordings that singularly got the stimulus check into the stimulus package, and then got Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley to continue the effort. Yesterday and the day before, Democrats said that they were responsible for giving you a $2,000 stimulus check. Excuse me? Not true. Not true. In fact, Democrats supported the Prom Creators' original bill, which had no stimulus check in there. And that when Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders were arguing for a $1,200 stimulus check, Democrats had nothing to say. U.S. progressives, nothing to say. AOC, nothing to say. Nothing to say. Elizabeth Warren initially said one tweet, but that was about it. Had nothing to say. And now when stimulus checks look sexy and delicious at $2,000 and not so delicious at $600, Democrats are jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, and taking credit for something they had nothing to do. It's that type of fake narrative that's becoming disconcerting. The other type of fake narrative that's hitting broadcast news today, yesterday, and the day before is that your unemployment and UI benefits are expiring this weekend because of what's happening today or yesterday. Not true. They were, in some states, already expired. States have already reported for months that they have old computers. You knew that, I knew this, everyone else knew this. Those old computers cause them to be backlogged on things. Things take several weeks, not several days. Take several days, several weeks to process federal funds when they receive them for a new round of FPUC. Take several weeks to process account to go put it to active when it was inactive. And so states said, don't leave this to the last minute, Congress, because people will not get paid on time their first week of January unemployment benefits. And that's going to happen. And not on time their second week of unemployment benefits. And that was going to happen. And that is what's happening. Not because of what happened this week in Congress, it's because of what has happened for the last few months of Congress. Congress has not been on time, Congress has been late, and once again, Congress is becoming partisan. So is there a hope at the end of the road, or are we off the tracks? We're not off the tracks, we're sort of on a tangent. We're sort of on a tangent away. But the good point is that we're on a track for $2,000 stimulus check. We're off the track of the $600 stimulus check. We're off the track of the $1,200 stimulus check. The narrative is very clear. 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. That's good. Does that number sound familiar? It should. That's what Harris and Sanders wrote in the bill of the summer. $2,000 a month every month until the pandemic's over. At least 6 months, or until unemployment goes down. None of those events have occurred, and at least 6 months are left. So will we see $2,000 as a stimulus check as the real big message of 2021? That's what's expected. that's expected with third stimulus check and third stimulus package. If you want to know more about third stimulus check and third stimulus package, including $24 of SSI and SSDI, NSC, hazard pay, and all those other provisions, join me on third stimulus check and third stimulus package on Afternoons LALATE. Meantime, join me in about 30 minutes from now for the continuation of Early Mornings LALATE at the 6:30 a.m. edition. As always, stay informed, stay smiling. Have a great morning. Did you leave me bacon? And see you in a few minutes on the continuation of Early Mornings LALATE.